Hey guys, I've got a nice little bit of information about someone's project called the SkyLicht engine, which is based on the same engine as CopperCube, the irrlicht engine. So that's obviously that it's in the name in itself. It's just a variation. It's just a more modernized version of the irrlicht core game engine with DirectX 3D 11, OpenGL 4 Plus, and a few other extra things to bring it slightly more modernized. It's not a completed project, it's still early days by the looks of it for it, but it is nice to see some of the capabilities that the irrlicht game engine, the core, can actually produce, which I'll show you in a bit. Some pretty amazing stuff. For example, here's the sponsor. This is using the editor, the SkyLicht engine. This is the sponsor demo. Looks freaking amazing, doesn't it? Looks incredible. Just shows capabilities of not only DirectX 3D 11 but some of the other benefits it's using as well. Yeah, so that's looks amazing. Actually, I'd like to see the frame rate as well as the number of polygons. Actually, compare that one to my initial version of sponsor demo. Here, it's a bit of a difference. Yeah, it's a massive difference. I mean, theoretically, I could probably improve the look of my version, the basic CopperCube version, a little bit more than what it is. It's different aspect ratio of the camera, and maybe the colors a bit different. But anyway, I'll show you how to compile. It's all C++, so this is really like a programmer's game engine. I don't know if they're going to have any other languages that you can hook into it to run it. I haven't gone into that detail at all yet. It seems to be all C++. If I'll show you how to compile it. So it's all on GitHub. It's under the MIT license. It's all freely available for any use that you want, which is super cool. And just before we go any further, let's just credit the person behind it. It seems to be the main person behind it is there he is, Duc Pham Hong. So he's in Vietnam. Yeah, so I mean, credit to him for at least attempting the process. It's still actively being developed. Every few days it seems to be getting an update, which is pretty cool. So he's actively working on it. Even for all that, it takes an enormous amount of work to get a completed game engine to work, be honest. So it could be quite a long time before it's something that's really usable. That's just the best as far as I know. Anyway, I'll show you how to compile it and run some demos. Okay, so you go to GitHub, SkyLicht Labs, SkyLicht Engine. You just search for SkyLicht here. That'll find it. So LICHT. There it is. SkyLicht Labs, SkyLicht Engine. How I do it, there's many ways you can install the code. So as you can see, the latest update was yesterday, so that's pretty good. It's using the irrlicht core game engine, 3D engine. So how I do it, I just download the zip. You can also copy that and run it through command line prompt to install that and download it. It's pretty much the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to download the zip. So it'll take a little while to download. I think it's like I've got a previous version here somewhere. Yeah, 361 megabytes. So just wait for that to download, and I'll come back. Okay, so we've got the download file. I'm just going to keep a record of it, just because I do. I've just got a SkyLicht folder set up somewhere, my C drive or wherever you want to pull it. Now, I'd recommend you have one section for maybe the downloads if you want to keep a copy of it, and another section for builds, because it's being updated constantly all the time. You're going to get new builds all the time. I just like to have the final builds data in a separate folder so I know where's what, otherwise it gets too messy. Okay, so I'm going to drop that in there. I'm going to just extract the files. Now that'll have it's like the master data. So the pre-compiled data just been unzipped, that's all it is. So I'll put that somewhere else. Okay, so there it is there. I'm just going to drop it there. Now I need to, it's a bit of a long-winded process. You need to use CMake and then Visual Studio. So, but it explains how to do it all. It's not too bad actually. You just make sure you've got the according to this 3.12 or higher, and then Python. For some reason you need Python. Just install each of those programs. You might already have Visual Studio if you're touching any of this stuff anyway. I've got Community Edition Visual Studio 2022. It's a free one, so that's good. Yeah, so I don't think it has a time limit when it runs out, or a license. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it does. Anyway, so you will need those things. So just follow so you've either cloned it or you've downloaded the zip and unzipped it. I think that's basically the same thing. Now you need to build the asset bundle. So we're going to the master. Okay, so you need to build the assets. So it's under assets. The explanation here I didn't really understand too well, but anyway, all you have to do, so SkyLicht engine, CD assets, none of that really made much sense to me at all, but anyway, you just go under the assets and just this build command, just run that. That seems to fix it. It'll just go through it and create some sort of, I think it's creating all the demos, yeah, all the individual components, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, that's done. Okay, so there's your CMake, your main CMake file that you'll run. At least the CMake will work it out by itself. So you've done your assets. Now you need to run CMake, and then you can run Visual Studio. Yeah, it's a bit of a process actually, but it does work. So now I'm just going to load up CMake because mine's already installed. It's an app. Now the CMake, this part of it from the current directory, yeah. So where is the source code? Just grab the source code under, that's the source code folder, which would be the one, just that one there. And it's already updated the builds, so yeah, so I'm going to put it all under builds. So that's the folder for builds. Don't really need to do anything else as far as I'm aware, so you can just go ahead and click generate. Yep, by default it's picked up 2022. Don't need x64 is fine. You just leave all that by default. I don't think there's any need to change any of the stuff there. It works just as it is. So this will run pretty quickly. Yeah, so that's done. It says it's generating done. It only took like 1 second. Alright, so exactly what all this is, I'm not entirely sure. Different components. But anyway, that is done. Under, go back to SkyLicht, there's the build. So that's use CMake, and now you want Visual Studio to open this file here, skylichtengine.solutions, SLN, which is right there. Okay, so in case you had a new project, you can go open project or solution, and then go builds, and then select SkyLicht engine. Now you can run it in debug mode, but really it's the release version, I'm pretty sure, is the one that you really want. So just change it to release, click on that, and it will go through and compile the code using Visual Studio to get the final compiled bits of code that can run. So I'll wait for that to finish. Okay, so the program is finished, even though it seems to be saying an error here. It says unable to start program all build. Cannot find the file specified. But actually, I'm pretty sure that's normal if this particular compiling, because it's, notice down here. Okay, hang on. Go OK there. See that build? 39 succeeded, 0 failed, well, 0 up to date. But anyway, the actual number of errors is actually 0. There isn't actually, it's not actually an error. So anyway, so how he says to run it is, so he says to open the generator solution, and then click on one of the samples, and then set that as the startup project. So let's go to sponsor, and we go, where is it? Set as startup project. So you go right click, and then you can just click, I think you can go build, or I'm not sure about rebuild, but I know this works. You can just click here as well. I think it's the same thing as build. So DirectX 11, yes, you will need DirectX 11 installed on your system. You can go to check that using DirectX dialog little message key to see what DirectX version you've got. If you haven't got DirectX 11, you can just download it for off the Microsoft. Okay, so that's running. Exactly what this means here, frames per second, I'm not sure. Is that the initial startup at certain point, frame per section? Yeah, it doesn't really clearly what I want to know what it is right now, not necessarily, you know, on a startup. But anyway, this is sponsor. Looks amazing, doesn't it? Got nice directional lighting. You can scroll forward. It's got a nice little particle system there. Looks pretty cool. So you've got a whole stack of things going on here. That looks like light years ahead of anything CopyCube can do. Light years ahead. This is the benefit of DirectX 11 and extra things that CopyCube just doesn't have. I mean, obviously there's imperfections if you really want to be picky about it, but it's amazing. Either way, it's incredible. It's really, really well done. It's up there with some of the best I've seen for sponsor. You know, there's a lot of good engines out there actually that can do something similar to this, but CopyCube unfortunately is not one of them. So you've got bloom. As you can see, you can turn on and off. So with the lighting, it makes a slight difference. Auto exposure, I'm not sure how that exactly works. It makes a little bit of change. AA, is that anastrophic? I'm not sure. Anti-aliasing or something? Can't seem to see what that's doing. But anyway, reflection. See the ground with the light down the hall. That's pretty cool. It's got a really nice reflection on the wall. See that wall behind the flame? So for example, you go down. Whoops, went the wrong way. Where are we? There we are. So as you're going down the hallway, for example, so if you turn off reflection, it looks like that. It's a lot plainer. It looks way better with the reflection. It looks heaps better. Yeah, it's pretty good. And you've got the directional lighting, which looks very good. Possibly a little bit too bright down here at the ground. I mean, yeah, it should be like that. Not so intense. For some reason, is that the bloom effect doing that? A little bit, having a bit of an effect. It's interesting how you get closer to the light, it gets not as bright. Anyway, but yeah, but that either way, it's an amazing little demo. Yeah, AA's got something to do with anti-aliasing, I think. Yeah, so if you turn it off, it gets not as good looking rounded images from distance. When you turn it on, it's better. Still not perfect, but better. It probably needs a bit of work, but yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Pretty damn good. Really nice. You know, distilled lighting, smooth distilled lighting across the board, not just sharp cut-ins and cutouts like you know, a lot of the CopyCube lighting has. It doesn't look that good, but it looks really nice. Directional lighting's done pretty well on the whole, very good, yeah. So that's really super superior. So that's probably one of the best demos. You can just close that. Go back here, and you've got all the other different samples you can go through. Sample collision, light mapping. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen quite a few of them. Oh, it's got 3D noises. How about the editor? SkyLicht editor is down here. Let's go set as startup project. Let's run the editor. So like I was saying before, okay, it's building stuff. Like I was saying before, it's got a lot of cool stuff put into it already, but obviously to make a full-on game engine, it's a pretty big task. And it has a lot of instability issues at the moment with crashing and things, but I mean, I'm sure you could probably fix that pretty easily. So you got your directional light, light probes. So this has got light probes ability, that something, you know, like Unity and Unreal. I think Unreal, but definitely Unity does. So you got, it does have a few. It will crash quite a bit in different ways at the moment. So I'm not going to select any of this stuff. Okay, but I'm just showing you what some of the things it's got. So you got directional light, point light, spotlight, reflection probes, and light probes. So that's new. That's cool. And then your usual stuff. You got a sky dome as well as a skybox. That's cool. And a sky. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I won't run anything of that at the moment because a lot of the times I was playing with it the other day, it kept crashing on me every time I, you know, touch many things with it. So, but yeah, I'm sure that the developer can fix those up pretty easily, probably. But anyway, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? So you got different tabs, camera setup. So you got movement speed, rotation speed, FAV. That's pretty cool. Snap. Oh yeah, got a snap system. That's interesting. That's cool. So you did typical stuff: move, rotate, and scale. Hand. Not sure what hand is. Select. Yeah. So yeah, it's got a lot of stuff already, and I hopefully I'll see a lot more development of it coming soon. It's got a nice little console, debug-ish errors and things here. Looks like there's your assets you can add to it. And what's this? This here would be, not sure what this is versus that. Anyway, maybe that's the total assets in the folder that you've got externally, and this is what's set up in the game engine or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, you can see, yeah, it's coming along actually, which is interesting. The only thing is, obviously, if you're using CopyCube already, whether it's no coding or even the JavaScript version, you probably wouldn't be able to port any games or anything into this engine. It'd be nice if you could port your JavaScript game. That would be sweet, you know, one day. But at the moment, it doesn't appear. It seems to be all C++ coding, as far as I understand it, at least. So you can create assets, GUI. Yep, you got yeah, Windows, project settings. What's that? I haven't seen that yet. Layers. Oh, you got layers. That's interesting. That's a bit like Unity. They have these layers. You can sort different stuff into layers and do different things with the different layers that way. Yeah, that's interesting. Collision. What else they got? Google Map. That's interesting. Yeah, it's got a few stuff here. Interesting to see how you would code a game in this engine. I'm not sure actually. But it's just a very brief overview. I haven't really had a deep look at everything at the moment. Yeah. But anyway, either way, it's interesting to see that someone is developing a more modernized version of the irrlicht core game engine with the DirectX 11 and creating an editor for it as well, which you can run and use for free, which is pretty cool. Yeah. Duck, Pham Hong, wish him good luck with it. yeah, hopefully you can get somewhere with it before too long. And yeah, interesting to see what you can make with it. But anyway, that's a quick overview, just out of interest, for the SkyLicht game engine. Cheers.